Hey there, youth and youth families. Welcome back to this time of Table Talk where we are talking about spiritual disciplines. Now, I'm gonna introduce one to you that I wonder if you thought of it as a spiritual discipline before, but after doing a little bit of thinking and some reading, you know, it's actually pretty important. It's the spiritual discipline of confession. Now, confession, when I say confession, what are some of the first pictures that come to mind for you? Are you like me? First thought comes to, you know, a dark kind of closet, you know, sharing my deepest, darkest secrets with a shadowed figure that would absolve me from any guilt. That's kind of the first picture. But then I think about as being a kid and maybe having stolen something or broken something and quickly going to my parent to kind of own up to it in hopes that the discipline, the consequence would be a little less. Or I think of even as a kid, coming to my nighttime prayers, and I wonder if you prayed something like this, you know, if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take, and thinking of like confessing stuff just in case I'd done something wrong that I didn't realize, and trying to get everything squared away so that if Jesus comes in the middle of the night, I'd be okay. You know, as I think about these pictures of confession, I realize that very few of them are actually complete pictures. A lot of them had a lot to do with shame. And that's a pretty normal experience. You know, it's a pretty normal human thing to feel some level of shame when we know that we've missed the mark. And I guess in a way, shame could be a bit of a motivator, but I'd like to kind of think of that. I'd like to do a little bit of separation between shame and guilt, because I think that they're different. We'll save that for a bit of another time. I think we'll talk about that tomorrow. This week, what I really want to discover together with you is that there might be more to the spiritual discipline of confession. There's a practicality and a purpose in sharing our burdens with one another, and I hope that you'll come away seeing that confession also leads us to places of healing, redemption, restoration, and even some power. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about, first of all, we'll talk about how sin has the power to isolate us from God and from other people, and how confession can reverse some of that effect. We'll also look at how confession positions us to take sin seriously. And I wonder if in today's culture we have taken sin a little bit too casually. And so we're going to take a look at what the Bible and what this discipline kind of points us, what direction it points us in. And then finally, we will talk about how this discipline of confession positions us for healing and restoration, and how the support and accountability that comes from bearing each other's burdens is a bit of a lost or maybe secret remedy for some of those traps and addictions and that sort of thing that we get stuck in. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you on this over the next week, and blessings on your day.